action.
We heard he was back.
We heard he was staying at a swanky hotel.
We heard she was American.
We washed our hair.
We wore what we thought was appropriate.
We waited for him to declare himself.
We waited for him to call.
No calls came.
We discussed his probable whereabouts.
The meaning of his silence.
The possibilities of his future.
We thought we saw him getting into a taxi outside the Rialto.
Outside the Windsor.
Outside the Regent.
Outside the Wentworth.
Outside the Stock Exchange.
Outside the Diorama.
Was it him?
What was he wearing?
What did he have on?
A tweed jacket. Black shoes.
Even in summer.
His idea of this town is cold. He's been away.
He's lost the feel of it.
He's been in Europe.
He's been in America.
He's been in the tropics.
He's left.
He's gone.
He doesn't live here anymore.
He's only visiting.
He's only passing through.
Was his face white?
His shirt was white.
His hair was longer.
Did you see her?
She wasn't there.
He was on his own.
We saw them in a club.
We saw her.
She was blonde.
They were both blonde.
They were together. They were dressed in white.
In cream.
In gold.
In thousands of dollars worth of linen and leather.
They sat at a table.
With their backs to the wall.
The wall was dark.
They were light.
Their hair and their garments shone. They knew things we did not know. They owned things we had never heard of. They were from somewhere else. They were not from here. They were from further north. From the sunny place. The blue and yellow place. The sparkling place. The water place. They were from the capital.
More than one of us had to be led away weeping. He's gone! He won't live here again.
He has left us behind. He's gone away and left us in the cold.
The music stopped and they got up and the door closed.
We stood in our dark club in our dark clothes.
Invitations came.
But not many.
Hardly any.
Very few.
Did you get one?
Neither did I.
Maybe the mail.
A strike?
A bottleneck at the exchange?
There were very few.
Only 3 or 4?
Will you go?
Of course not.
It wouldn't be right.
It would hurt.
It would be wrong. I couldn't do it.
I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
I would lose friends.
I wouldn't be seen dead.
If you don't, I won't either.
It's a moral issue.
I couldn't possibly.
What happened up there?
Did you go?
Did you hear? What was it like?
Tell us what happened.
It was summer. He was early.
She was late. She made an entrance.
The bells were ringing. The organ thundered.
His hair lay in stiff sculpted curls.
She was all in cream. Her hair was up.
She was choked with pearls. His family was there. The church was packed.
He gave her his arm. They stood, sides touching.
The minister threw back his head and shouted, "Come into their hearts, Lord Jesus."
The guests were embarrassed.
They fluffed their bob.
They brushed their shoulders.
They read the brass plaques.
It was religious. It was low church.
It was not what we thought. We'd imagined something else.
It was not his style.
It was a bit much. It was over the top. It was church after all.
And what did you expect?
The guests were clever.
They knew better.
They were modern.
They sat in their pews and sneered.
And afterwards, outside,
The trees were covered in leaves and threaded with coloured lights.
It was a night in the garden.
The air was warm. The night was tender.
French. At least we thought. We thought French.
We held out our glasses.
The waiters twirled among us.
The bottles were napkined.
It was local.
We had hoped for better.
We drank it anyway.
We became more grateful.
Families stood in line.
They shook our hands.
They welcomed us.
We were ashamed of our ingratitude.
We saw him standing alone for a moment under a tree.
We stepped quickly towards him to show we had come.
We had come a very long way.
We'd come to show him we'd come.
To deliver the compliments.
To bring the greetings of the other place.
We stepped up.
We reached out.
Our fingers touched his elbow, and she came swooping, all creamy with pearls.
He spun on one heel.
His hands open. He showed us his palms.
He smiled.
He melted.
He was no longer there.
He was gone.
The trees were covered with leaves. Their branches were threaded with colored lights.
Our clothes were stiff.
Our clothes were dark.
Our clothes came from the other place.
And we too came from the other place.
We put down our glasses.
We turned away.
We turned to go back to the other place.
We turned and went back to the other place.
We went without bitterness. Humbly, we went away.